Good morning. Well, later morning. I did have a full morning already, but thank you for joining me today. We are going Proverbs, and just a disclaimer, yeah, for the past 10 days, it's been pretty busy these past 10 days, and so, you know what, I needed to take a break. I've been sleeping in just a little bit more, and as I getting my sleep schedule in order in my old age, I need to make sure I get a certain amount of hours of sleep, which is kind of hard having littles in your house. I have a 5-year-old who's I'm home here sick. He's sick right now, and then I have a 8-year-old. She's 8 years old, and she's kind of a handful too. So, not to mention, I have a teenager and an 11-year-old. But 4 kids, it's crazy. But anyways, but I still want to be consistent, and I have been. I've been reading the verses every day, and we are currently on day 114, which means I need to go back on the last 10 days of all the other days that I'm missing. But I have commentated or wrote down my own thoughts on it and everything. But today I'm going to go straight to my own thoughts on this verse, Proverbs 15. We're on Proverbs 15 now. And let me get this into, you guys can see that. That's fine. Okay, so I'm on Proverbs 15, 3-4 in the ESV. Let me go ahead and read that, and then I'll do my highlights, and then we'll go over and do the talk. And I did bring up the commentary on chat, so we'll go ahead and look at that and see how that helps with the synthesis of how to use this in our real life, information about everything, and also looking at the baselines. If you want to look at the baselines, for those of you who don't remember, the baselines, if you look in the description below, basically to sum it up, it's following God. Wisdom is on the side, and she is what wisdom is personified as. You should have her with you at all times. And fearing God is the beginning of all wisdom. And then a wise person would treat others well. Things that come out of their mouths will be life-giving and encouraging. You're respectful, kind, look at the fruits of the Spirit, those kind of things. You're responsible for your wrongs as well as your rights. And you'll be okay with apologizing and making amends, and also improving when you know that there are some things that are lacking. So you don't fear reproof, as in when people call you out, you consider the words, you are slow to speak, quick to listen, and you're just generally a good guy, upright citizen and follower of Jesus Christ. So if you're doing all that and you're not a follower of Jesus Christ, I'll go ahead and share the gospel with you if you want to. It's pretty easy. You could go ahead and understand that we are sinners and that we need saving, and that the ultimate destination of all sinners is hell. And the only way to bridge the gap from here to heaven, as opposed to falling into the pits of hell, is Jesus Christ. If you don't have Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and believe him as the ruler of your life and the creator of the world and the one who can save you, then you're going in the pits of hell. But we don't need to highlight that too much, but we want to highlight good living. You're not going to have a financially exuberant life necessarily. It says nowhere in the Bible that we should be rich financially, that will, just because we follow Jesus, we'll go ahead and get all this money and stuff like that. You could go ahead and look up the prosperity gospel of what those people believe. But I believe that that's not practical, especially in a world where about 5% of the world holds all the money, and the rest of us are just not holding money. My son's right there, so he's kind of wanting to be in screen. And so I believe that, we just have to live a modest, practical life. And through that, yes, you could go ahead and progress your career if you're a professional athlete and you're high profile jobs and you want to excel and be respected and kind of raised in the ranks and stuff like that. There's no problem with excelling in your craft. You for sure should excel in your craft. But as in general life, your life should not be revolved around how much money you get. It's the life you live with other people and how you live treating other people. and the people who are around you, especially your family and your community. Those are really important. And I believe those are the things that bring joy. Knowing that I have someone home that loves me and I have a family that I'm raising and hopefully making them into productive, amazing citizens in the future. Um, this is like my dissertation of my life. What the heck? So that's where I'm coming from. So thank you for joining me. I'll put that in chat. Thank you for joining me. Okay. And so I've decided to go through Proverbs. There are only 114 days in it. I don't think I missed any days. Stream wise, I missed days, and I've done streams where I just went over a bunch of verses that I missed. But you know what? I am in no way obligated to do it every single day. And I don't have a big, gigantic following right now. So they're not expecting me. But I do want to be consistent. So I'm consistent in reading the word. Stream wise, I'd like to pick a day where I'm just streaming for an hour or something like that. And with content like this, it's pretty niche, or my production is not very good. But if you have any ideas of how to make this better, let me know. I'm just using Penzu. Penzu is my form of journaling. I can do this on my phone and on my computer at home. So whenever I'm around in the world, I use Penzu. Penzu.com. This is a plug. What is it called? Shameless plug for Penzu.com. Penzu.com for all of your journaling needs. Try Penzu. You can do it on your phone, on your PC, or any browser that you have. You could go ahead and get on Penzu, and they will load up your journals and have that for life. You could do journals like I'm doing now with Bible, anything you have related to writing. I've been writing stories on this thing too. So I'm a aspiring novelist. I have a novel that I have in mind that I've been reading or writing. I'm kind of into 11, 12 chapters into it now, but I would like to get back into that. But I digress. We should be getting into the word. So Proverbs is the word. Chapter 15, verses 3 and 4 in the ESV. And it says, yes, I'm reading it now. Been a busy morning. Okay. There's some people that I message of the that I have a daily messaging. They're on a group chat and they like to know what verses I'm reading. So they're reading the same verses. So I'm going, or they like to look at the verses I'm reading. So I'm going to go ahead and post that to my chats because they're messaging me saying, is this the verse? So anyways, back to Proverbs 15, 3 and 4. It says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. This is an homage to yesterday's. For those of you who didn't see yesterday, soft answer verses 1 through 2. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge, and it's again homaging to how you say things. So I'm going to keep that in place as kind of like baseline to what we're doing in the past. There's 4 verses now, and the way you speak is saying a lot. So the eyes are the Lord. This could be good or bad, depending. Are in every place. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Keeping watch over the good and evil. I'm going to go ahead and make this a different kind of random color, like a blue. Those verses, like this is a reminder of how God is. He is watching. He's watching you. I don't know if you guys watched Monsters Inc. I'm watching you. I don't know if you ever watched that before, but I'm watching. Anyways, so yeah, the eyes of the Lord are always, so just keep that in mind as you're walking in life and everything you're doing, is that God knows what you're doing, whether it's in the light of truth or in the darkness of being deceitful and secretive. And so in the deep, dark corners of your room that you hide and try to do those bad things that you think no one knows, God knows. He watches over the evil and the good. And so that's why we have Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. Thank God for him, because what a wretch I am. If you go read Romans, he says, oh, what a wretch I am. But thanks God to Jesus that he saves me and stuff like that. And so that's why we have Jesus, because we find ourselves in sin. We find ourselves going to those bad habits, and it's not a good look. And so I'm not saying that it's evil, but it can be. And so he sees it all. So be aware of that. That's why if you go back to Proverbs 1, you should go look at the fear of the Lord as the beginning of the wisdom. Why should we have fear of the Lord? Because he's the ultimate person who will go ahead and judge you at the end of life. Yes, you are being judged. No one should judge me. That's racist. What the heck? What are you talking about, dude? Your actions are being judged. I don't care what you think about your worldview and stuff like that. Your worldview is by your actions and deeds and the words you say, reveal yourself, and people will judge you on such things. Yes, it's not good to judge on looks, but yes, judge people by what they say. You could say and judge them, oh, this person's bad, this person's good. You cannot get away from that. Judgment is always going to be there. Now, discriminatory judgment is pretty bad. Oh man, you're Asian, so I can't talk to you because I'm a white person or something like that. No, interracial discourse and discord. Huh. Interesting. Those are going to happen. It's a thing. And by your actions, you are revealed. So when I go up to somebody and said, oh my gosh, you're terrible at driving, I didn't make the stereotype, but I see it with my own eyes, and you're terrible at driving, you Asian person. So if you want to go through all the stereotypes and you see the stereotypes, I didn't make the stereotypes. Someone else made the stereotypes. And so you are going to be judged. But if I don't see you do it, I can't judge you to say that you are a lettuce picker or something like that. I think that's one of the stereotypes for Mexican people, that you have low riders so you could farm and pick cabbages or something like that. So I'm not going to go ahead and say that every Mexican person is a migrant and works on farms. You know, that's actually a racial stereotypical judgment. But if I see you do it, I didn't make the stereotype. It's a stereotype that's been out there. So there it is. Yes, Asians are bad drivers. Mexicans and Latino people work the farms. Black people are good at sports. You know, those are all stereotypes. And I got in trouble for saying stereotypes. Seriously, because students, if you don't remember, I'm a teacher. Students don't look at context. They look at what was said in the moment. And I have to go back on it. So someone ditched my class just because I made stereotypical talks, which the discussion of the day was stereotypes. Why am I saying stereotypes? What does it have to do with Proverbs that we're talking about? Because you will be judged. There's no way about it. Stereotypes or no, you will be judged. And the good place to judge you on is your actions and your words. So if your actions show that you are a lazy bum, then I have the right to say you are a lazy bum. You were supposed to work on something. It's been 2 hours and you haven't been working on it. You've been fubbing away on your phone, playing video games on your computer or console. By the way, PC is greater than console games. Just want to let you know. Just the way I am. It's a judgment call. It's very subjective. You may like console, but I am a PC. Don't end me for it, but that's the way it is. Okay. I won't judge that one. I won't judge you on, but I will say that mine is better. That mine is better. If you like console, yeah, good on you, and that's totally fine. Whatever. But I like playing on PC, and console game I never got into. I played all my life, like Nintendo, N64, and Super Nintendo. I bought my own Super Nintendo. Went all the way up to PlayStation, and then ended up playing N64 with at a friend's house. So I've been around the block. Didn't really get into like Xbox or PlayStation 3s or 4s or something like that. But PlayStation has always been kind of my jam, if I were into a jam of console. But I would just rather just play it on a computer. But when I play a computer game, PC game, I've been having a hard time with controllers. So I played Elden Ring and Sekiro. Those are from both of them from software, right? Anyways, on PC and with a controller. So I tried it on the mouse with the mouse and stuff. It didn't work as good. So There are some games that I go ahead and just play on with the controller. Not too many. Like right now, I'm playing Arc Raiders, and yeah, I'm totally on the keyboard. Keyboard's fine. I think it's better on the keyboard. I have more control with the mouse than I would with the little thumb thingy, which is I guess I could practice it. People do play it, so it's not a thing. Anyways, I regress. Verse 3, God is watching. So be aware of that. Um, that's right, my son. Verse 4, a gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. And I talked about, well, I wrote about this yesterday, and the commentaries basically said the same thing, that you really need to watch what you say. And that is true. Jesus talked about it also in the Gospels about um, your tongue is like fire. It could start forest fires. Don't quote me on that one because I'm good at summary, but I'm not good at verbatim, word for word, NIV, ESV, NASB, what NASB? Memorize. I'm not a pastor. I did not study at a seminary, but I did go to Bible college for to take some classes. It was a phase. I was there to go get my teaching credential. And it was a Christian school, so I had to go ahead and take some Bible classes, which was a really good Bible class, by the way. It was called Harmony of the Gospels Bible class, and it was a semester of looking at the correlations between all the Gospels and where the verses meet and everything like that in order. And there's actually a book called Harmony of the Gospel, and you could go ahead and get it if you like that reference. Anyways, but in the Gospels, somewhere in the Gospel, it's just say, yeah, watch your tongue. Watch your tongue. It is, and the thing is, don't do that. If you have a gentle and soft, soothing tongue, it is a tree of life. Like for instance, my son he's kind of sick right now. Sniffles, had kind of headache, chest a little bit, coughing. There it is on cue, and yeah, so the doctor had to swab his throat. So, but she opened your mouth and then you had to get the little stick, or it was basically a long, exaggerated Q-tip, and then basically got a piece of it, tested it for strep throat and didn't get it, but he hated it. He was crying. And so, you know what I did? I used a gentle, soothing voice to calm him down. That's the tree of life. Your voice should make everyone feel at ease, at peace, encouraged, life-giving. That's what a wise person does. That's why in arguments, the person who speaks softly and calmly is the one who's actually winning the argument. I don't want to say, I don't want you to go off and be competitive and say, oh, I'm going to win the argument, so I'll just go ahead and be calm. No, the reason, because if you are being, verse 4, of chapter 15 of Proverbs, and a gentle tongue. Gentle means not only that your words are gentle, but you yourself is a person of gentleness, that you are not out to get someone, that you are kind, that you are wanting to alleviate the situation, or was it de-escalate? Oh, that's the word. De-escalate the situation, have an actual conversation about it, and then work your way through it. And yes, even though you maybe have a gentle tongue in this tree of life, you may be actually in the wrong. And so if you're a gentle tongue, you are wise and you are one that's going to listen. So even if she's or he, I'm assuming that the argument that you are having is with your spouse. So however you identify your partner and you're having that argument, the gentle tongue also is kind of like a heart situation, and you will be able to receive it, which is interesting. So when you're talking them down, you're also trying to find understanding. Not to make your point known. Yes, you may say your point later, and then you might realize, oh yeah, I was wrong. But you wouldn't be found, you won't be embarrassed. You won't be shamed for doing the gentle tongue. Because once you are in that state of being humble and gentle and kind and everything, when you receive instruction, which is actually one of the baselines, being able to receive instruction, then you could go and say, yes, honey, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and work on that. And then you could go ahead and be introspective on you could go ahead and deal with that issue that you may have. On the other hand, she may be completely wrong. It doesn't mean you should go ahead and lord it over her. And a lot of times when my wife is wrong, then she kind of realizes it herself. And if you found someone of upstanding character and is wise themselves, they will realize the error of their ways. But if they are not, I won't say get rid of them, but you guys really need to work it through, because if the other person can't hear teaching or reproach or any kind of words that are negative, that's kind of hard to talk with those people. So you have your work cut out for you. So, but be gentle, be calm, kind of try to understand. But there's always a point where you just have to go, hey, honey, ma'am, you know what? You're not listening. Don't you even understand? I could totally see a conversation like this. Don't you hear what you're saying? I'm going to stop talking and I'll hear you out. And let's talk about it. Let's go step by step what we could do and how we could work on this thing. So, okay. Anyways, see, that's the thing too. Perverseness in it breaks the spirit. It's talking about the tongue. When your tongue is deceitful, lying, and not appropriate, then yeah, you're going to go ahead and yeah, I didn't write this down. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. Ooh. Is a tree of life. But perverseness in it breaks the spirit. Yeah, yeah. So if you use words that are not encouraging and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, it breaks the spirit. That's how I could see like relationships fail, because harsh words, lies, deceit, and all those other things that are negative, they kill people, and that's a relationship killer for sure. So just know God is always watching, whether you do good or bad. Be gentle in your words and speech when talking to people. And out of your mouth should be goodness, and don't use lies and deceit. And sarcasm has its place, but continual sarcasm ends up being perverse, and that's a negative. That's how I feel. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed your time. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Wee.